Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from T and J, and I got some bad news. Probably the worst thing that could have happened to us. Ryan Braun fractures his wrist. He's out 2 to 3 months. And what's funny is how he hurt his wrist. I hit a double down the line, and he slid in the second feet first and ended up fracturing his wrist on the slide. I was like, what? I mean, I'm trying to either trade him or trying to get the most out of him, and I can't do nothing when he's on the DL. So he's on the 60-day DL. This is kind of sad because I wanted to see how him and Brinson were going to work. I think they only played 2 full games together. So that means our 3 and 4 hitters are both out because Eric Thames, remember, he's out 1 to 2 months too with a torn finger ligament. So man, this is a big blow to us because now we're gonna have to move Trace Thompson up to the majors again. Lewis Brinson's actually gonna have to bat 3 now, and Domingo Santana's gonna have to stay hot because we're gonna need his bat more than ever now. And Keon Broxton's gonna have to improve as well. He's still hitting in the ones. He's at 187. So he's going to have to hold it down in the outfield. Luckily, let's look at our past games. We actually ended up winning 2 out of 3 versus Cincinnati, but we got swept by St. Louis. Look, remember that 2 to 3 game? We lost the next game 2 to 3, the next game 1 to 3, and the next game 3 to 9. So we actually ended up getting swept in a 4-game series, but now we're going up against Atlanta. And we all know Atlanta's not that good this year, but you never know because any team can beat you at any time. But we're going to try to get to 500. We're going to try to sweep them because, man, we're 10 and 13 now. We're kind of slipping. We need some pitching help because if our offense isn't going to win us games, we need our pitching to then. So, man, let's just look at a lineup here. This is what our lineup's probably going to look like. It's going to have VR leading off, Keon Broxton at second because honestly, I don't want to move Santana up there because he's going to need to drive in some runs when we get Brinson or Shaw on base. So, really, I mean, I moved Andrew Suzak up because Jet Bandy just wasn't getting it done behind the plate. I mean, he was hitting 153. Suzak, his first couple games, he had 6 at-bats. He's hitting 333. I mean, it's only 6 at-bats, but Jesus Aguilar is hitting all right. But my man Arcia is raking at the A spot, 308. He's hitting really good, so, you know, I'm thinking about moving him up to this 2 spot, but I don't know because he's so valuable at that 8 spot. I mean, he gets on base and he gets driven in because the pitcher bunts him over, and VR is actually pretty good at driving him in. I mean, he has 10 RBIs. I think he might be leading our team, actually. No, he's not. Domingo Santana has 12. So, man, devastating blow. Braun's out. I can't trade him. I can't do anything with him. So we're going to have to hold it down with him. Brinson's in left, taking his spot. So let's just get into this. We're playing the Braves, man. We got to get back to 500. We got to sweep them because let's look at these standings really quick. So, I mean, we're not far behind, you know. I mean, we're 5 games behind first, but honestly, it's a long season. So if we can get back to 500, we'll be in good shape. Going against the Braves, man, this is devastating for real because we're like ranked towards last in batting average. We're ranked towards last in pitching. So ERA, man, it's a tough blow. So let's get into this gameplay. We're going against the Braves. Let's just get it done, team. Brinson, we need you, man. Even though you're a rookie, you just came up. We need you, man. Let's just get it done. Let's get into it. It always seems like every time I make a video, Junior Guerra is always pitching. It's just a coincidence. It's not on purpose. But we're going against the Braves. We're going to get Dansby Swanson to pop out to start the game. And on the mound, they have R.A. Dickey. He has a tricky knuckleball. That's all he's known for, really. I mean, he's like 40 years old. So we're just going to get it going. In the first, Keon Broxton's going to get a hit up the middle. And as you see, like, he always gets hits when I'm playing with him. But it seems like when I sim games, like, he doesn't get hits. So Travis Shaw is going to come up, and he's going to drive one deep to left, and that's going to drive in Keon Broxton. So the Brewers are going to take the early 1-0 lead as Travis Shaw goes into second. The next half inning, Matt Kemp is going to smack one to left, and Lewis Brinson cannot handle it. He's out there in left taking the place of Ryan Braun, and they got a guy on second in the second, and Junior Guerra walks the next guy, so they got runners on first and second, and we get them to ground into a double play to end the inning, so we get out of there with no trouble at all. In the fourth inning, Domingo Santana is going to get a knuckleball high up in the zone, and he's going to drive it deep to the right center gap, and that's going to be a ground rule double. So we got a runner on second to start the fourth, but with 2 outs left, we can't do anything. Andrew Suzak grounds out to the second baseman, so we're not going to get anything going. And the story for the rest of the game is just that Junior Guerra is on the mound dealing. He's pitching a good game. He's getting everybody to strike out, either ground out or strike out. And this is an interesting story here. Coming to the plate, we have Garrett Cooper, who's actually in the Brewers farm system, and he gets his first hit. I call him up to just get some bats really in the lineup because I haven't been getting much run production between like the 5 and maybe like the 6 and like the 6 and 7 hole. So I brought him up to get some work in, and he gets his first major league hit. And Junior Guerra comes to the mound, and we actually end up replacing him in the 8th with Corey Nebel. And they started off in the 8th with a base hit up the gut, and they got a guy on first to start the inning. The next guy smacks it down the left field line. Lewis Brinson gets to it, but the guy is running around third, and he's going to come in to score. So they tie it up at 1 here in the 8th inning. And the next guy up is going to get a nice pitch right down the middle. And luckily, Domingo Santana catches a rope. And they're going to bring in Eric O'Flaherty. He's coming in off the bullpen, and he's going to give up a hit right away to Jonathan Villar. And he's a lefty, so we have a good batting average versus lefties. Keon Broxton's up next, and he's joining the club. This is a hit and run, so the second baseman wasn't there to cover the play. And we got guys on the corners to start the inning. Lewis Brinson gets up, and he gets walked. So the bases are loaded with Travis Shaw at the plate. And he's looking to drive some runs in, and he smacks one up the middle. And Broxton's going to come around third to score. And we're going to be up by 2. This is no outs in the inning. And look at this. This is interesting. Look. Eric O'Flaherty took a terrifying shot to the head on that play. But look at this. This ball doesn't even get close to his head. I was rolling when I saw that. So they got to bring in Vizcaíno off the bench, and he's got to come in with no outs. And look at that. I got the runner going on first, and the first baseman cannot handle a frozen rope from Domingo Santana, so we're bringing in some runs here in the 8th. And Garrett Cooper, the rookie, comes up next. He's already got his first major league hit, and he gets a hit in the same spot as his first hit, right up the middle. He drives one in, and there's still no outs in this 8th. We are driving in runs. And next up, Orlando Arcia, he gets a bloop single, and we're going to wave our guy here home. But look at this. How did he get that tag in? If I would have slid head first, I probably would have made it in. And Jesus Aguilar, he joins the hit parade. He gets a hit to the right side. And look at this. Look at this juke move. Look at that juke move. I don't know what he was doing on that. But Jonathan Villar comes up next, and he lines out to the left fielder. So the Braves get out of that terrible 8th inning. So we bring in Neftali Feliz. He's not closing this time, but he's just getting in there just to get some work. And he's giving up a couple of base runners right away. And Brandon Phillips comes up next, and he loads the bases up. So they have 1 out with Dansby Swanson at the plate, and we get him to look at an inside fastball. He takes it for an inside strike, but Freddie Freeman hits a liner to right. Domingo Santana cannot get to it. Keon Broxton is going to come all the way from center to pick up the ball and hit the cutoff man. And Freddie Freeman's going to drive in 3 in the 8th. But luckily, we get the next guy here to whiff on an outside changeup. The Brewers are going to walk away with a 12-hit win. Hit subscribe because it's going to be life without Braun for a while now.